Number 1, it's most important to start with good topology. Good rigging equals good deformation, and good deformation is not possible with bad topology. So things to avoid are triangles, especially in areas where there's a lot of deformation. Triangles don't deform well, so try to keep your mesh 100% quads if at all possible. You want the edge flow to mimic the underlying muscle or anatomy of your character. Typically on the face, topology is critical. Areas around the eyes and eyelids, areas around the mouth, the nasal fold. It's important to have clean and evenly spaced edge flow and edge loops that are sufficient to prevent stretching. Number 2, surfaces that overlap should have similar topology. For example, if you use separate geometry for eyebrows that overlay the skin on the face, they should have similar topology so that as the underlying skin deforms, the eyebrows themselves can follow that deformation closely. And similarly, the upper and lower lips and upper and lower eyelids should have edges or vertices that line up with one another so that deformation can be similar between the two. Number 3, the polygon count should be only as high as necessary to get good deformation for a given character. Too many polygons will slow down many stages of rigging, and it will also reduce the interactivity for animators. Number 4, joint placement. It's critical to make sure that your joints and skeleton are placed and oriented properly. Make sure that your joints align with the anatomy of your character. This will make the process of skinning and animating much more efficient, and you're going to get better results. Number 5, skin weighting. It's very important to have good quality skin weights. Your skinning should be smooth and somewhat localized so that the effects of your joints don't overlap into areas where they don't belong. Weighting should smoothly fall off to adjacent joints, and it's important using Maya's hold feature when painting weights, painting and smoothing between two joints at a time. It will ensure that you have realistic and predictable deformation. Number 6, keep it simple. Don't add unnecessary joints and unnecessary controls. This will add a lot of time to the skinning process and rigging process in general, and also complicate animation. And every application is different. The requirements for one rig aren't necessarily the same for another. Number 7, be sure to make your control interface intuitive. One that an animator at any skill level can open and start moving. Controls should be placed in a way that is logical and organized. It should be clear from its placement or its shape what its function is. Number 8, keep the character on model. Don't introduce features that easily get a character off model. When you have a blend shape rig that you're creating combinations for, make sure that all the shapes being combined work together. Fewer combinations that work well trump having many shapes that don't. Number 9, a rig should be designed so that it can be iterated upon without losing any work. Or if you find you have too little joints and want to add some, this should be an option without losing existing work, such as joint placement and existing skin weighting. And finally, number 10, your rig should be created procedurally whenever possible so that it can be built and rebuilt as often as needed during production. So while it may take additional time to engineer a rig with that ability, the time it saves during a production is well worth it. I hope that was helpful. Please visit counterpunchstudios.com if you'd like to find out more information, and thanks for watching.